It's Monday Night Raw post WrestleMania 20. We do the pre-show stuff. 44 for this is very, very good. Orlando Jordan defeating Akio with a running power slam. 35 from Orlando, 42 for Akio. So to get a 44, good stuff. I am pleased with that, actually. Hopefully that will help Orlando, who is probably the star in this one. I have a plan for Orlando Jordan.
Okay.
We will get to it.
Never knew his finish was a running power slam, but okay.
Apparently it is. It's crazy hair, crazy finish. Cool. We are, by the way, in California for this one. So it's not the strongest area for the WWE, but I think it will hopefully still be able to put on a show. Second pre-show match, we're going to do two. Dave Finlay defeated Garrison Cade for 54. Finlay carried it, but Cade with a 45 isn't bad at all. And for a mid-card match, this is pretty good. Like, this is just a pre-show. I'd put this on Raw, but around some star quality in other matches, and you could get away with it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Finlay's kind of, I won't say disappointed, but he's kind of, it's kind of in the big matches you wanted to win. So, but 54 was it? You got is it the same 53? You got in there? So
Finlay got a 53, yeah. So it's again a boost as well, which is good. Right, let's get on to the main show then. WrestleMania on the Raw side had the big title change with the WWE Championship going to HBK Shawn Michaels. So Shawn Michaels comes out for a coronation as such. You always see these post-WrestleMania where they come out, get a bit of mic time with the championship on their shoulder, the "you deserve it" chant. You get the point.
Yeah.
But he's quickly interrupted by John Bradshaw Layfield, who says quite simply that Shawn Michaels may be the champion, but he won't be the champion for long because JBL is making his title intentions very, very clear. He wants a title shot, but it turns out he's not the only one who wants a title shot because the music of Goldberg hits. Goldberg interrupts, also wanting a title shot, and Shawn Michaels suggests, you know what, you both want a title shot. I want to put on the best matches possible. So why don't you two fight each other and I'll face the winner? How's about that? Vince McMahon's music then hits, and I can hit next segment now for an 89. Good start. Vince says, you know what? That's not a bad idea. And you know what? The match will happen next because I want to know who will face the champion at Backlash. And yes, I say who will face the champion because, Sean, I've got some news for you. Brock Lesnar has requested his rematch, and he's requested it for tonight in the main event right here in California. I don't know what town it is. Whatever. You get the point.
Yeah.
Vince says this, though, will be the championship Raw. That's what it's going to be called as, a championship Raw. You got the WWE Championship on the line. You got the number one contendership on the line. But we'll also see the Cruiserweight Championship on the line as well, as Rey Mysterio gets his rematch.
Okay.
The Tag Team Championships on the line as the Brothers of Destruction defend against TNA. So
I mean, to be fair, it's like you could use the word War of Champions, or like, something really clever with it.
Yeah.
But well, great start, and obviously typical. I mean, I could be really harsh and sit there and say, well, a lot of rematches, but I don't want to be that guy.
Maybe, but I suppose it's only a night after WrestleMania, so it's not too bad. We can get it out of the way. But the next match is quite a fresh one, a match I don't think they ever did. It is for that number one contendership. Who is going to Backlash to face the WWE champion? Is it JBL? Is it Goldberg? I've given it a wild brawl, which should help. And it did for a 79. That's not bad at all. Goldberg beats JBL, though. So, 79 for both men. 79 for the segment rating. That's solid. That is solid. Goldberg's a little bit below his popularity, but JBL pulling out a 79 again. Stick him on a wild brawl and he gives you results.
Right, I mean, it's his style. I mean, it's been his style for years. But, to get 79, I mean, how long have you been turning him? Like a couple of weeks? And he's getting them kind of scores?
In Wild Brawls, anyway, yeah. So the finish, Goldberg beating JBL, a bit controversial in a way, because JBL's the one we are pushing, in a way. And yes, it's fairly clean, because the idea is JBL wasn't quite ready for the match, first of all. And two, he's still quite learning his trade. if that makes sense, in the main event level. So I think him losing to Goldberg here won't affect him too much in the long term. It also gives him a bit of a story, which we'll see in a moment, of, okay, that hasn't worked. What can I do to make sure that works next time? If that makes sense?
Yeah.
There's more to come from JBL. 79, good stuff. Goldberg is going to Backlash. We know that much. Okay, afterwards, JBL is interviewed by Mean Gene Okerlund for 67. This isn't bad at all, actually. JBL invented a new catchphrase, which is good. And he says, he complains about the loss. He complains about not being ready, like we just said. And he basically says he's going to have to make some changes to make sure that doesn't happen again. So what that means, I don't know. Guess we'll see over the next few weeks. 67, though. Yeah. Well done, JBL. Good start from you today. Good start indeed.
He's done well.
Okay. We'll go to a Rey Mysterio promo on Chavo Guerrero for 74. He says quite simple. He wants his title back. Last night wasn't his night. Credit to Chavo. It was a brilliant, brilliant counter. But tonight, Rey Mysterio is ready for him. And tonight, Rey Mysterio will become Cruiserweight Champion again. Will he? We'll see. We'll see. Rey promos, though. Just saying. They're getting better.
Well, to be fair, I mean, it's always been a thing with Rey Mysterio, isn't it? Like, in general. Like, his promos are all kind of good or okay, but it's his in-ring ability. But 74, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what your plans are after, if he's staying in the Cruiserweight division or not. Because I'm intrigued to see what are you going to do with him.
We'll see. Okay, the new WWE, lawsuits. Actually, the World Tag Team Champions, the Brothers of Destruction, cut a promo on their opponents tonight. TNA 85. Taker is brilliant. Brilliant.
He's transformed his show, literally.
They say that TNA are just the first victims of a very, very long reign. Let's see if that happens later. For now, though, let's focus back on that Cruiserweight Championship, because Rey had the promo before going out to the ring, of course, because it is time to see Chavo versus Rey 3, technically. We've done this match 3 times in the save so far. Is this the blow-off? Well, let's find out. Your winner and still Cruiserweight Champion, Chavo Guerrero, 79, another very good match for these. Better than WrestleMania for these two, I think.
What did he get for WrestleMania? I can't remember.
I think it was maybe early 70s at best, so a really, real good match. 76 from Rey, 69 from Chavo, boosted again. Chavo defeats Rey with a handful of the tights. Chavo cheats to beat Rey Mysterio. So when I say, is it the blow-off? Not quite.
Is it? I mean, was it, you said they faced 3 times now, right? So is it like...
Well, we've done it 3 times, but there has been 3 months in between, because we did it at the Royal Rumble where they were both faces. Then we did the Chavo heel turn, so we've done 2 matches with the heel face as it is now. I think there's scope for 1 more match. That's probably where we're heading for Backlash, but we'll get to that.
Okay, cool.
Over the next few weeks. Yeah, really good match though. Rey, really good. Chavo, 69 though, broaching that 70 mark with his performances, really good.
But it's not surprising when you think about it. 1, he's a Guerrero, and 2, he's always been underrated.
I actually made this just a normal storytelling match as well. Didn't ask them to steal the show, and they still put on good performances. Maybe that helped, maybe it didn't, I don't know. But good stuff. Okay, Brock Lesnar, the former WWE champion, arrives at the building, cuts a promo on Shawn Michaels. Only 82, but I suppose Brock on promos isn't always the best. He says that Shawn Michaels' fluky boyhood fairy tale ends tonight. Brock is not happy, and he doesn't look like he's going to take any prisoners, it seems. So, yeah, could we see Brock versus Goldberg at Backlash? Could we?
Sorry, that's like, oh my god. I mean, to be fair, it would definitely get a better score than it did in real life. So
I would hope so. It turns out Brock Lesnar not the only person arriving at the arena, because a limo pulls up and out come Evolution, Ric Flair, Batista, and Randy Orton. They are suited and booted, trying to put last night's tag team title loss behind them, because they're here celebrating in a way since they have been since WrestleMania of Randy Orton's big win. They head towards the arena when Randy Orton pulls shorts and looks at his pockets and goes, "Oh, hang on, I've left something in the limo. You guys carry on, I'll meet you there." Bad move, Randy Orton, because one man waiting for an attack was Booker T. Booker T attacks Randy Orton in the parking lot, throws him across the cars, etc. Booker T sending an aggressive Booker T here, more aggressive than we've seen him in the save, starting to get more and more frustrated, really, taking his frustrations out on the Intercontinental Champion. Just a backstage segment for this storyline today. That's it.
It's simple. Just basically like, it literally goes in. So what it is, situation, he just goes in the car and then out and out, Booker T just beats the hell out.
Booker T is there and attacking him. Yeah, I mean,
simple. That's the job.
Yeah, simple. Booker T showing a little bit more frustration because he's failed to win the big matches in this save. That's on purpose, I will say. 83, right, good stuff. Okay, tag team titles time. It's Brothers of Destruction versus TNA. Do I need to give this a big one? No, I don't, because you all know that I am not putting the titles
90
on TNA tonight. It's not happening, but the match itself gets a 91.
Yeah.
Oh, The Undertaker put on a 98. We still haven't turned Taz heel, technically. I've got to do that at some point.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this is not surprised. It's a hoss fight, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't make it a big wild brawl. I just said have a simple storytelling match, but I knew Taker would carry it. Kane, good performance as well. You know what, 61 for the heels for a mid-card heel. That's solid in this save, solid. And a good first win for the Brothers of Destruction, which was the whole point. Get them out there, defend the titles, and get a win. TNA lose nothing by it.
Yeah, and also I can see that A-Train getting a last wide by Taker would just look spectacular. So
yeah. It's just one of those things you do on TV with one of these matches where it's like, we want to put the champions over, we get them a win, and that's it. There's nothing else really to it.
It's very old school. Like, obviously it is around about the time they would do this kind of stuff, but it is very like, you would see it on Raw or Smackdown where they go against someone and just basically win like convincingly for the titles.
Yeah.
They don't do it as much as I would like these days, but yeah. It just shows that it's going to take something to take them titles off them.
It's going to take something to take them down. That something, though, maybe the knockout artists, because they come out for a big 87. Jamie Noble in an 87 segment, by the way. Ignore the fact he looked dreadful in it. Of course he did against these three, but still.
I mean, to be fair, it's Jamie Noble actually getting the 87. It's not actually anybody else in there. We all know it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Basically, the knockout artists come down with steel chairs from behind, taking out The Undertaker and Kane. Now, the Big Show does most of the work. Let's not beat around the bush. Jamie Noble isn't beating down The Undertaker with a chair. That's not realistic. However, the Big Show is the man doing it, and Jamie Noble's the cheerleader cheering him on. And Big Show destroys both champions basically on his own.
I can imagine it. I can see it now. I can sit there seeing him like, Big Show beating the crap out of him, and him just like Jamie Noble like going, yeah, do it, yeah, go on, yeah, just hit him again, like a pit bull, trying to like encourage,
You got to remember, the knockout artists made it very clear that they were next, and they weren't happy with TNA getting a tag title shot. They've took it into their own hands tonight. Good segment though. Thank you, Taker. Really good for Big Show and Noble. Interesting for the tag division as well.
It's Taker though, isn't it?
Yes. Let's go backstage where JBL is looking around actually, and he seems to be looking around for somebody in particular when he actually bumps in to Dave Finlay. We'll do next segment. 72, good stuff actually. He bumps into Dave Finlay. Finlay says, no, I'm not the guy you're looking for, because JBL seems to be looking for a partner, a mentee. It's not really clear at the moment, but Dave Finlay wants nothing to do with it. Finlay says no, and he says no because it's quite simple. He could beat JBL every time they ever wrestle. Dave Finlay is that confident. Shane McMahon pops up, overhears this, and says, you know what, that's interesting. So you think you can beat him every single time, whereas you think, JBL, that Finlay's not at your level. So why don't we prove it over the next 3 weeks?
You're not.
Shane McMahon books a best of 3 series between JBL and Dave Finlay over the next 3 weeks.
Oh, you've taken such a great idea. I love best of 5. Well, it's the only best of 5, but obviously I guess for the game it's best of 3.
Yeah, it was easier. We're gonna do it on 3 consecutive weeks on Raw. So.
Oh god, that's a great idea. I might nick that, but because I love those kind of stories. So. Yeah. So 9 times out of 10 normally makes a star. So it I see how it goes.
And players of the game will know what I've done here. Yes, that is 3 weeks of guaranteed Wild Brawl matches to fit the quota, and it's JBL in every single one of them. I know what I'm doing there. I know what I'm doing.
He's planning way more ahead, but I like that. But
okay, really good though. Like both guys look really good. So I wasn't expecting 72 for that. So
we're just hoping, obviously, because Dave Finlay has had a bit of a. When you've put him in positions before, it hasn't really worked out.
Yeah, so, if he has no chemistry with JBL, I'm going to cry. But let's see next week, right? John Cena cuts a promo on Randall Keith. Cena was so close to being Intercontinental Champion, getting the biggest win of his career last night at WrestleMania. Cena now has got to go to the back of the line a little bit. He's going to work. He says he's going to work and work and work to get another chance, and he will take that chance. Basically, we're just resetting John Cena a bit here. He's got the Intercontinental Championship in his mind, but it's a long-term project for Cena now.
Is it? Yeah, it's just basically like he's literally redefined the word workhorse. He's going to work his way up.
Work his way up the ladder.
Literally, not literally, but figuratively. Yeah.
That starts tonight, though, on Monday Night Raw, when John Cena faces Rob Conway, and whoa.
Got an 82 out of Ron Conway. My word, what is going on?
John Cena 74, Conway 43. Where the hell has segment rating got a bonus for a well-executed squash? I didn't make it a squash. I just said, hey, you've got 6 minutes, but thanks, game. Thank you very much. I mean, I have written in my notes, Cena squashes Conway, but
no, but like. That's weird. I mean, to be fair, this game's very strange. It's when it's like like my previous weeks where it's like I've got 80s or 90s or something out of matches that the scores make no sense.
No, I'm very confused by it, but it's a good match. We'll take it. John Cena with a good win, starting to put on performances. This again, I think I only made it a storytelling match, and it worked again. So tonight, it seems to be working. We'll take it. John Cena starting his next journey, but. It's now time for the main event. Brock Lesnar makes his entrance. Shawn Michaels makes his entrance. We're about ready to go. But there's a special guest on commentary, and that guest is Goldberg. Goldberg comes out. Well, I say on commentary. He's actually going to sit at ringside. He's not going to be on commentary because Goldberg, no.
You can. I was about to say, you do realize that would be a bad move.
Yeah, definitely.
Wouldn't it be great?
But he's going to be sort of sat at ringside, scouting over who he's going to face at Backlash. But the entrance here, just as the match about to start, just gets onto Brock Lesnar a little bit more. Brock Lesnar's already temperamental and ready to pop. This gets on Brock Lesnar's, annoyance even more. Him and Goldberg are already arguing at ringside. And then we go into the match. I've given this time, 16 minutes I've given this, because this is Brock and Shawn for the WWE Championship.
I'm going to say, if it's not getting the taker numbers, it should be at least high, just below it, I would say.
Let's see what it does. Who will walk away WWE Champion? Who is going to Backlash as champion? Your winner. Brock Lesnar. By disqualification. So still champion Shawn Michaels. What a match, 95. Very, very good. Let me talk you through the booking. Obviously, we mentioned that Brock and Goldberg are arguing. They consistently get into each other's face during the match, and Goldberg eventually has enough. Goldberg spears Brock Lesnar down. The referee sees it. DQ City. Yes, I know it's not a clean finish, and it's a bit of a crap finish, really.
What do you expect? What do you expect on a TV title match?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Isn't it?
Either clean wins or DQs.
And this is obviously leading somewhere, so bear with me. 91 apiece though, 95, very good. I mean, yeah, it's better than WrestleMania, right? At 95. I think we should need to check that, but
I mean, to be fair, I'm still bummed about the WrestleMania spot.
I know. So after the match, though, we're not quite done. Shawn Michaels is going to complain to Goldberg about getting involved and super kick Goldberg, leaving Goldberg and Brock Lesnar down. Shawn Michaels standing tall. Can you see where we're going for Backlash? Oh, Shawn's in for a hell of a night.
You and your triple threats.
I know. 88, good stuff. Let's see what it gets to open up
95.
April. 91, good stuff. Very good show. Hard to beat, that'll be. That'll be hard for you to beat. I've thrown a lot of big stuff out there, admittedly.
Yeah, to be fair though, I had a feeling you were going to put on a big, so I put a big show as well. So
It is the Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania. You got to go big.
yeah, so hopefully, so yeah, keep going.
All I was going to say was on the main show itself, the worst segment was a 67. That's a very good show.
It's got potential. Like I'm intrigued to see how. Again, it's the Taker stuff. He's just upping everything in the show in general. Because a couple of weeks ago, that would have got like an 80, like mid 80 or something, or like an 87 or 80 something. Mm-hmm. But now because Taker's in it, just ups everything. That obviously is great for you. Means I've got on my game too.
What I would say is we've put on a great show there, but it's also a great show without using Evolution. Really, one segment we used Evolution. So, star power, we've got it now. We've built it up in those 4 months. We've got Taker back. We're flying. I didn't announce any matches for next week yet. But next week, yeah, should be interesting.
I'm intrigued to find out what we've got planned next week. So,
let's see what SmackDown does first. SmackDown time. We kick off on the pre-show. CM Punk teaming with Rene Dupree against Rikishi and Stevie Richards, getting the win, 54. Pepsi plunge to Stevie Richards. I'm glad it weren't Rikishi. Rikishi carries it, obviously, with a 57, but Dupree, 48. Not bad at all.
To be fair, when it comes to Dupree, it's like obviously with the other storylines, it kind of put everything score down, but maybe if you put him in these kind of situations about the similar levels, he might thrive. But as always, you can probably guess this is more to kind of gauge where CM Punk is if I ever decide to use him at some point. I like it. 54 for that is pretty
good for
standard.
a pre-show. You could put that on the main show is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Same again, hopefully, for Rhino versus Billy Gunn, which gets a 66. You definitely put that on the main show.
Yeah, I like that. Obviously, with Rhino, obviously trying to big him up, obviously. The idea of seeing Rhino hitting a goal is always awesome. So, you need to use more of Rhino. But yeah, was that 65? Did you get that?
Yeah.
So that's good. Especially if he went against someone like the top brass, like higher scores, he's going to get a good match go at them. So yeah,
good.
As we've seen before.
Yeah, definitely. We open the show there with the new WWE champion, world heavyweight champion. Sorry, wrong brand. Eddie Guerrero. I'll hit next segment for a 94. Wow, good start.
Excellent.
Everyone's involved.
As exactly the way I wanted it. But this kind of segment again, very similar to yours in a sense. Eddie comes out. Everyone would be buzzing that Eddie Guerrero's finally won the big one. At this point, the crowd be chanting his name, all that kind of stuff. It's basically similar to what he did when he won it in No Way Out, in real life. Everyone was just so happy for him that he finally won it, and especially when he won it with the way he did win it. But yes, obviously with the chart name, Eddie's talking about how much it means to him to be champion, and then kind of little dig at Triple H, said unlike Triple H, I'm going to be a fighting champion. So if anyone wants to take this title from me, you've got to step up again and see if you can take Latino heat type thing. But again, it's going to be opposite Triple H, fighting champion types. Tough talk. Obviously, on cue, heard his name. Guess who comes out? Of course, Triple H comes out, sitting there saying, basically, the only reason you won is because I already had a match. I had 2 matches in one night, and that's all thanks to that's all thanks to Mick Foley in a sinister way, because obviously he hates him at this point. And you had to use your chair to beat me. You had to cheat. So you don't deserve to be that champion. And and everyone in this arena knows that if there was a one-on-one match with me 100%, that's how I'll be around my waist, and I'll still be champion. And and obviously on cue, and after that, Kurt Angle comes out. Basically, I'm gonna not beat around the bush. It's basically Kurt Angle comes out sitting there saying he wants another shot again after and the only reason Eddie's champion is because of basically him. So was it Kurt Angle softening him up in the first match, and then Chris Jericho and Christian come out saying why do you guys deserve to get champion? You've both lost to him. Like, what about us? We need someone new. What about my good friend Christian? That kind of stuff. Why don't he get a shot? Then Mick Foley comes out and just basically says, "Oh, okay, Eddie, you want to be a fighting champion? Then we have to make sure that whoever is going to face you earns that slot, and is worthy of fighting you. So basically, he sets up, as you can say, we're gonna have a triple threat elimination match, fatal 4-way elimination match. We're gonna have Triple H going against Kurt Angle, going against Chris Jericho, going against Christian, and the winner will face Eddie Guerrero at Backlash. But then he said, "But hey, Eddie, I'm not forgetting about you. You said you want to fight, you want action so bad. Okay, so tonight you're gonna be in action, but you're gonna be facing off. You're gonna be facing off against someone you might be a little bit familiar with. It's gonna be you versus the new United States champion, RVD, in a champion versus champion match. All I say to everyone in that wing, good luck, gentlemen, because you're gonna need it tonight." And that's in the segment.
Big show. Not the big show, but a big show. Oh, you're bringing the big stuff. Let's see if your opening match can compare. It's not quite as much of a big stuff. It's Lance Storm versus Mark Henry.
Ouch.
Yeah, harsh. Wild Brawl. Let's see what it does. 70, you know.
Lovely. That is, again, I was expecting that to be like a 65 or something a bit lower, but 70. I mean, but it makes sense, obviously, with it makes sense to Mark Henry and obviously Lance Storm. I mean, the scores were a bit weird, but yeah, it worked. Maybe it, as it said there, they've got was it good chemistry in the ring? Well, it worked. I don't know if that says that there, but yeah, this is kind of a match.
It says Mark Henry and Teddy Long have good chemistry.
Yeah, but basically the match is basically Mark Henry just dominating most of it, as you expect. Using his power to take control. But then it's just a situation where like he tries to beat him, and then it's just simple. Lance Storm has a good flurry of offense, and he just gets a roll up. I don't know. I mean, or just like a roll up to get the win on Mark Henry.
Yeah.
So it's like a shock win, if you know what I mean. Because against Mark Henry, he should be losing. He should be losing against that guy. But yeah, he gets the win. But again, it doesn't last long.
No, of course not. 61. The post-match beatdown not as good. That's the Scott Steiner effect, I suppose.
Yeah, I knew you would say that. But yeah, so after that, yeah, it's a similar beatdown. Obviously, you've got Scott Steiner comes in, beat him down here, double team move on him. I remember it's like the idea of Scott Steiner doing like a kind of gorilla press, lifts him up in the air, chucks him in the air, and then Mark Henry hits a world's strongest slam in midair. I think it would look spectacular. But yeah, he does that to him, and then we just end with basically Mark Henry and Steiner, and obviously Teddy Long there. Definitely remember Teddy Long's there. On top saying, yeah, he won the match, but he didn't. He's laying there in the middle of the ring, not looking so great. So interesting to see where that goes.
Definitely. Right, let's go back to Mick's office because Triple H is not happy for an 88 rated segment.
Lovely, no surprise there. Yeah, so basically this is a situation where Triple H goes into Mick's office kind of like fuming because it's like, as we've stated probably in your show as well as in general, the rules are that he has an automatic rematch clause. So he shouldn't have to go for a trip. He's basically going to Mick saying he shouldn't have to go and do a fatal 4-way just to get a title shot that he should get as former champion. But I mean, to be fair, he's got a point, and it's in his contract. Where Mick's like, yeah, I get that. It's in your contract. I understand that. But have you been listening for the last couple of months? Have you been too busy, thinking about yourself instead of thinking of others? Have you ever thought that, people earn their spots here? I don't care if you've got a rematch clause. I don't care if you do anything like that. On SmackDown, you earn your shot. If you want another title shot, you've got to earn it. So all I've got to say is good luck, because you said got to need it. But yeah, I like the idea of Mick Foley. Like I think I put across that SmackDowns is you earn your shot. You don't automatically.
All right, enough of the little jabs and the shots. All right.
Oh come on, man! I got to do it. You telling me you wouldn't?
Yeah, I absolutely would. Good segment though. No surprise with these lot. Molly Holly though calling out Victoria. Let's see how that does. 46. Ooh.
That's not the worst. I mean,
it's not the worst, but considering you're trying to beat a 91, that could bring you down.
Possibly, but I mean, I'm fine with it. I think this has got potential to get bigger over the weeks.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's just kind of really built up for the last a month or so about it. But yeah, obviously, I'm assuming by this time you have watched WrestleMania. You know that the mysterious person was Victoria, doing all the, obviously, as you can probably guess, doing face spooky Undertaker stuff with the lights going out and all that kind of stuff. But we start off with Molly Holly and her crew. I was getting her name wrong. Was it
Aspire?
Yeah, Aspire. Got to remember that. Still a cool name. Such a cool name. Aspire with Jazz and Gail Kim back on her back on her side, their back, that kind of stuff. So, and basically, Molly Holly is basically furious. She's like, Victoria, get out here, face me, woman to woman, like the thing I want
to fight. That's
yeah,
right.
basically.
Yeah.
And then it's just well, that kind of stuff. You're going to pay, and then all of a sudden, as you expect, the lights go out. Then all of a sudden, lights come back on. Victoria's, from standing behind them, turns around as you expect to fight. Was it Gail, Kim, and Jazz goes after Victoria? Obviously, it doesn't work. You've got a situation where Molly Holly's like all by herself, and then two have a fight, and it ends with Victoria clotheslining Molly Holly over the top rope, and and we end this kind of segment as you expect, with Molly Holly looking furious, Victoria standing tall in the ring. Yeah, could it? This looks like a very heated rivalry. Where could it go? But yeah, Victoria's back, and Molly Holly's in trouble. So interesting to see where it goes.
Very, very interesting to see where it goes. But of course, not the champion anymore. The champion herself, 68, good segment.
More like it, yeah. Also, as you know, so a new champion, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, she's got a title match tonight against Jacqueline. So it's basically her just talking about how much it meant to win the title at WrestleMania, and how much it's going to bring, kind of make this championship mean a bit more. Make it what it should be type situation. And then talks about Jacqueline, how much how great athlete she is, how great she is, and it's going to be a tough match tonight to beat her for the title when I defend my title. So, but yeah, it's kind of a situation to put across what Trish's intentions are for the title, and just basically big up her opponent. So it sets up that's the next match.
The next match is for the WWE Women's Championship. I mean, could we see a new champion? Could we? Your winner, Stu, I'll let you take over.
Okay. The winner, and still WWE Women's Champion Trish Stratus. There's no surprise to know. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and just do all that work to her to win the title to lose it on the first night. I mean, it would be shocking, but not in the good way.
Not in a good way.
But
no.
As I said, very good 6'6". I mean, 75. I mean, it's pretty good. She, as always, Trish Stratus gets 71, 53 by Jacqueline. It's pretty good. But it's a straightforward match. A lot of near falls. Looks like Jacqueline's going to win it at a point. But it's a good title match. Solid. Makes Trish look good. Challenger was good enough to make it look like it's a bit of. It could be a what if scenario. She could lose. She could lose the title. But she hits satisfaction on. It says submission here. I don't know what the submission would be on the game. But on Jacqueline gets the win. Pretty much it. It's just to solidify that how good Trish is. And I think 6'6" is a good score. Put
over the new champ. Right, we come back from break. It's Paul Heyman and the world's greatest tag team in the ring, looking for a way out.
So obviously, again, it seems to be I don't just any chance but Paul Heyman on the mic. You've got to do it right. But basically, it's a situation of basically Paul Heyman bigging up his new clients and the new WWE tag team champions. It seems to be tag team champions were changing hands all around WrestleMania. But again, it's basically Paul Heyman being like, this is new era for tag team wrestling, and this is going to be, we're not going to be stuck in the past with people like Dudley Boyz. It's going to be a new era of excellence and class, with the world's greatest tag team. And then you've got a situation after that, Paul Heyman talking about that, and then you've got the Dudley Boyz come out saying congratulating for the win, but it's simple stuff with the Dudley. So yeah, you beat us fair and square on the night, but we won our titles back. But Paul Heyman, being the sly person he is like, okay, you want these titles back? Oh, okay. I mean, I remember hearing Mick say something about you've got to earn your shot. You don't demand it. Okay. So what about you? So you want a title match? Okay. What about we do something different, something that we haven't done in a while? Let's see if you can earn it. Because when you got to be against the world's greatest tag team, you've got to be at your best, and they want to face the best. And no offense, Daddy, I don't think you're up to it, but we'll find out. What about next week to show how good you truly are, see how good you are at tag team wrestling? What about you two going against 3 other tag teams in a tag team gauntlet match? And if you beat them, and I'm saying if you beat them, then we can talk about maybe a title match. But until then, good luck for next week. But yeah, but you've got a lot of work. You've got a lot of work if you want to have a chance at my client's tag team championships.
A tag team edition of SmackDown next week then.
Yep, it's going to be fun.
Very fun. 67. Okay, we're going to go backstage where Jericho, Christian are talking about the Fatal 4-Way when they're interrupted. Good segment, by the way.
Yeah, it gives me hope that the match is going to be. I can't wait for that. But it's kind of a situation we've got, as you said, backstage, kind of like the locker room or something like that. Where you got Chris Jericho and Christian talking about how much that, but they both want to win, and but I like the idea where it's basically Jericho's like, oh no, I'm going to win, and then Christian, no, well, I want to win, and obviously we set up in the later match. There's starting to be a bit more tension with this so-called best friends, that kind of stuff, like kind of sitting there going, okay. That they both want to be champions, but it's like there seems to be might be getting in each other's way. But yeah, it basically ends with them kind of staring at each other like really intensely, like as you expect for kind of friends. But then obviously Kurt Angle, I found like the idea of Kurt Angle just like coming into locker room, basically sitting there saying like, okay, like so trying to say, okay boys, okay, you think you're gonna win, okay, but tonight I'm gonna win because you guys aren't great. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna finally get us out. And obviously, but then it all just turns into a brawl as you expect with the officials and kind of that kind of stuff. And like the tagline at the end, who's gonna win tonight? That kind of stuff. But again, I probably describe it that great. But basically, they're all talking about they're gonna win. It turns into a fight. And I think sets up the next match quite nicely.
This is kind of make or break for the show because you've had some segments that are a little bit lower. So if this does really well, the 91 is definitely still on. Triple H versus Kurt Angle versus Chris Jericho versus Christian. Big match. Match.
It should work.
Let's see. An 89.
Yep, it does it. Oh, I knew it would work. I see, no surprise.
It's good, but it's not as good as I thought it could have been, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it could have got a 90 odd, but it's still on high levels. I mean, maybe it's because of how long it is, maybe. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just one of those where on the night, the likes of Kurt and Jericho put in a good performance at their talented selves, but they didn't do better than expected, I guess. If you look at their ratings, Kurt 93, Triple H 93, Jericho 92. That's about what you'd expect from them. Christian's raised his game, but the others didn't quite. So it's still a very good match because you got 4 great wrestlers, but it's not a world class match that you were hoping for, I guess.
Yeah, but I think 89 is still quite good. Because again, if I'm still like, I thought I was going to get that Eddie Guerrero one was still bugging me as hell, Triple H, but so I'm always a bit wide now when you use matches that it might not work out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm happy with an 89. It could have got like a 91 or something, but 89 is still quite good. But as we pointed out, this is a kind of it's elimination match. Obviously, it's nice. Again, it's got twists, it's got turns. Elimination matches. They're so much fun to do if you do them right. Yeah, I like the idea that Christian is eliminated by Chris Jericho. Basically, it's like doing the old every man for himself type thing. Sitting there saying, Jericho's he saw an opportunity, he took it. So, like I did, Christian gets eliminated first. Obviously, Christian's pissed about this, and after a couple of minutes, you got Kurt Angle making Jericho tap to make it. So the final 2 is obviously Triple H and Kurt Angle, and then as you expect, these guys have faced off so many times in the last couple of weeks. Great stuff, epic battle. But yeah, it looks like Kurt's going to win. But I like the idea of Triple H kind of kicking on the ribs that he's injured. Just get the advantage and hit the pedigree out of nowhere. Really, a quick pedigree gets the win, and he earns his shot to try and get his title back at Backlash.
Okay, Triple H versus Eddie Guerrero 2 at Backlash. Hopefully, he does better than WrestleMania, right? Anyway, the House of Pain cut a promo. Mark Henry, Scott Steiner, and Teddy Long on Mr. Lance Storm.
Yep, as it just seems to be getting bad to worse for that Storm, in the sense that now Obviously, got a win, but it's kind of at a cost, obviously, early in the show. But yeah, it's basically it's Matt Comey and Scott Steiner kind of saying it's basically like they're fed up of him. Like they're fed up of he's getting their business. And I like the idea of saying, well, you beat. He might beat me. Like Talon's going, yeah, you beat Mark Henry. Congratulations on that. But do you really think you can beat the genetic freak, Scott Steiner? And then Scott Steiner comes home. I don't want to. Scott Steiner's not exactly great in promos, is he? To a point, but yeah, kind of said Scott Steiner basically takes the mic and says, "Yeah, I'm going to end you, Storm, once and for all." So, poor Lance Storm. Scott Steiner got gunning for him. That's dangerous, I guess.
It's not great for Lance Storm there. Not great at all. Back in Mick's office, he's invited a load of women to his office. So,
I know how this. But I'm not saying a word. Anyway, I should probably get. I know how it looks, but so basically, it's a situation. We've got Mick. He's got all the best women wrestlers they've got on the company in the office. Kind of sitting there saying she's really be impressed with how the women have been handling themselves the last couple of weeks with the match quality and all that kind of stuff. And he wants to keep up the momentum going. So he's basically setting up that next week we're going to have I know how this is going to sound, a 6-way number one contendership match, and the winner gets a shot at Trish for the Backlash. But yeah, you okay over there?
I'm fine. I am fine.
You sure?
Yeah, 69 for that's very, very good. But I'm still confident. Let's see what Eddie Guerrero says. It's a promo ahead of the match against Rob Van Dam. Damn. 89, good promo.
Yeah, not surprised. I mean, that's very promising, especially he's the champ. But yeah, it's just kind of Eddie Guerrero's kind of asked about Triple H win and facing RVD tonight. And when he says he's happy to face Triple H again because he can prove once and for all that he's better than Triple H. Even if he is 100%, Triple H can still beat you. And yeah, and obviously with RVD, he's kind of setting up respects him. He's very impressed by his victory at WrestleMania. And last time we had him, and he said last time I faced you, it was one of the toughest matches I've had so far on SmackDown. So he can't wait to face him again. But unfortunately, Will Van Dam, I respect the hell out of you, but I'm going to win tonight. So better up your game.
Better up the game. See what Van Dam says in return for Van Dam's a better promo. Whoa, who saw that coming?
I know, right? But to be fair, yeah, but it's fine. But anyway, Spivey's happy. He's got gold around his waist. He's happy facing Eddie Guerrero tonight. He's so happy the even I'm getting confused. World Heavyweight Champion, and it's great times at RVD. Having great times at mine, but with. He's basically kind of big enough saying, yeah, tonight's going to be one of your toughest matches. You're going to get the best from RVD, and there's going to be you're not going to get in lie. You're not going to be able to lie. You're not going to cheat. Stealing. You're going to, and I'm going to show you tonight why they call. Is it Friday nights or Thursday nights they do it in
Thursdays, I think.
Yeah. So RVD's basically come and say, I'm going to show you why they call me Mr. Thursday Nights.
Okay, let's see though, shall we? 2 top baby faces on the blue brand. The world champion versus the US champion. It's a big fight feel for the main event. Eddie Guerrero versus Van Dam gets a 90. Very good match.
I'm happy with that. I mean, again, I'm sure I have to check the score after we later on what they got the first time. But yeah, 90. I mean, obviously, was it Rob Van Dam getting 87? That's for what US champion is very encouraging. And also with an Eddie Guerrero night too, good stuff there. But yeah, it's match is kind of back and forth. The story is you cannot do a match where they're both of their finishing moves is the frog splash, and not tease the kind of match that who's going to hit it first gets the win, basically. Because it's like when I was writing this, I just went, oh yeah, they both have frog splashes, don't they? So why not do like a thing where it's like they tease it, saying, they both try and hit it once or twice during the match, but they both kind of get out of the way because they know how to get out of that move.
Right.
But basically, eventually, obviously Eddie gets the win, obviously with the frog splash on the top. But the way I've done it is basically Eddie tries to hit a frog splash again, he misses, and then Eddie Guerrero comes up, hits the Three Amigos, the suplexes, goes to the top, hits the frog splash, and gets the win. But yeah, it's supposed to be like, did RVD try to go to the frog splash too many times? that's costing the match.
Maybe, yeah. Post match though, well, it doesn't go quite well for RVD, does it? 88 for this.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like it. But yeah, basically, it's the way I've got to here is basically got Triple H. I guess in Triple H at the top, obviously Eddie Guerrero in the ring, kind of like you know how it works. You know, Triple H like gesturing, he's taking that title for him. Eddie Guerrero's like, yeah, I like to see you try. But obviously, why Eddie's distracted by that? You got RVD that's in. He's found his way to the outside of the ring, kind of like exhausted after one hell of a match, and all of a sudden, I mean, just thought of it now, maybe like Chris Jericho and Christian. I mean, they're kind of out falling out, but if there's one thing that unites them, it's the hatred of Rob Van Dam. So I like the idea to come out of the crowd and why he's like Weston beat the crap out of him, basically for him against the barricade, all that kind of stuff. And then when Eddie just tries to stop them or tries for him, they run out. But but you just see it just ends with Eddie Guerrero, Triple H staring at each other, setting up. Hopefully, I'm hoping will be a better match than he had at WrestleMania. But it looks like it. Backlash. It's kind of set. Eddie Guerrero, Triple H, Backlash, world title.
Wow. Well. At 88, very good. The match helps. You got to beat 91. I'm confident that you won't actually. But I could be wrong with this game. You never quite know.
I've got this weird feeling it's going to be like an 89 because this seems like an 89 show.
Yeah, it feels like a late 80s show. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 88. Let's find out. Smackdown this week gets...
the same again.
I've got to be honest. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it at all.
Just to point out one thing, though.
Right.
I get it, but when you think about it, look at all the high 90s that
I
I've got there.
The average. I had probably a better consistency in my show of good. Yours is like fantastic, okay, fantastic, okay, fantastic. You get the point, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's a situation that stuff that's it's kind of it's a weird comparison, but I don't know if it's right. It feels like an Attitude Era show. You know, like it's just like most of the stuff is quite okay to good, but then it's like the big storylines that you want to hit. You know,
yeah.
So that's what this feels like. It's like some of the stuff is not like be good or like okay, but it's obviously the stuff about the world title stuff has really carried it. That you would expect for the world titles. The world title seem to be the one that controls. It's basically the whole through line of a show, right? Especially with Eddie winning it.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? It feels like we've actually swapped places in terms of where our brands are since the start of the save. When the start of the save started, you had all the star power, and I had youth that I needed to build up, right, as a mid card to make a solid show. I feel like I've built that up. So then I've got my star power in the main event, but I've got the likes of Cena, Batista, Orton, Rey Mysterio carrying the rest of the show, right? Yeah. I feel like now you're at a position where you've got the star power, but that's kind of all you've got, and your mid card feels like it needs. I mean, it's already been going through work because you started lower with Trish and whatnot, but it feels like there's you take away your Kurt, Jericho, Christian, Van Dam, Eddie, and Triple H, right? Your SmackDown 6, so to speak. There's a big difference between those guys and your Lance Storm, Mark Henrys right now. Feel like we swapped in a way. Yeah,
but obviously I think luckily for me it's like the big matches are holding, and but if that's how it's going to be, that means it's similar to you, I guess. It's like it gives me time to build up. Again, it's the US. I think I'm intrigued to see what the US title stuff does. Maybe I need to figure something out to maybe build more, but I think I am slowly. So I get what you're trying to say, but I think we have swaps. But to be fair, when you got Taker that's getting out the numbers you're doing, it always helps the show, right?
Yeah, definitely. All right, we'll go again next week.
Yep. Draw, bloody hell.